A final blast for your ears only. I'm David Alpern.
And I'm Mark Garber with this quote from the news. Deeply moved. That was former Italian Prime Minister and media magnate Silvio Berlusconi on his Facebook page after an appeals court in Milan overturned his conviction on charges of paying for sex with a minor. It also revoked his 7-year prison sentence and lifetime ban from public office, though most experts foresaw no political comeback. Now this.
If an American president is assassinated on foreign soil, you're looking at a world war.
Everybody has a weak spot. We'll find his.
As long as she lives, she is never going to hear the name Jack Bauer again.
Not so fast. The name Jack Bauer, star of the Fox counterintelligence series 24, was stricken from the TV listings years ago, but came back for an encore series this season. And though it's just ended with Bauer headed for a Russian gulag or worse, who can say he won't find his way back to our hearts and home screens when audience demand seems ripe? Meanwhile, Hal Boedeker, TV guy at Florida's Orlando Sentinel, has an inside angle on the 24 finale's odd twist and early readings on some of the season's new series for your ears only. Welcome back to our show.
Oh, thank you.
At this point, we don't have to fear being spoilers, so let's talk about the way the Orlando boy who was executive producer for the revived 24 drew on personal experience in the finale's fatal end for a leading female character, a daughter of the U.S. president.
Well, the president's daughter, Audrey, was fatally wounded by a sniper, and the president, upon hearing that news, collapsed. It was very dramatic. He had just averted war with China, and the issue is the daughter. The issue is the death of a child, and that's what the writer drew on. His parents had lost a child, and he remembered what his parents had gone through.
Well, the finale also finds an unusual silver lining to Alzheimer's disease, the president's. What did executive producer Manny Cotto have to say about that?
The president says, well, I won't remember how my daughter died, and that was the silver lining. If you know anyone who had Alzheimer's, my mother had Alzheimer's, it was very moving. It just really resonated. The scene, to me, was kind of reminiscent of King Lear in a way, but it was as current as the headlines.
What's your best guess on if and when 24 may be brought back yet again?
It all depends on Fox's needs, and Fox didn't have a very good year this past year, so I think if we see another bad season for Fox Broadcasting, you're very likely to see Jack Bauer. He's a known commodity. He brings people to the TV sets.
Let's look at some of the season's new series, starting with The Strain, a medical mystery with vampire touches. What's the premise or plot?
Okay, it's very creepy. It started last Sunday. A plane arrives at JFK, and it has brought a strain of vampirism to New York. And in the first scene, the passengers look dead, but they're not dead, and the CDC quickly has to figure out what's going on before the strain sort of wipes out mankind. This series is based on a series of books, the Strain trilogy by Guillermo del Toro and Chuck Hogan. So it's very creepy. It's very promising. I think it's one of the real highlights of the summer.
What about the new series Satisfaction?
Well, this is an interesting show. I've only seen the first one of that show. I've seen 4 episodes of The Strain, so I know it gets better. Satisfaction is about a very frustrated executive. He's working very hard. He's grown away from his wife, and he's stunned to learn that his wife is sleeping with a male prostitute. This turns into what happens is that the executive then sort of falls into that line of work. It's quite unusual. It's rather racy for USA.
Hal, another new series is Rush, not to be confused with last year's race car movie, but it might be confused with House, the old TV doctor drama.
Yeah. This one isn't very good. The doctor just, takes all these chances. He's a physician, but he's also a fixer, and he helps affluent people in L.A. who have medical emergencies. In the premiere, a sex organ was broken, and Dr. Rush was there to make things right.
What are your expectations for the new Masters of Sex season about researchers Masters and Johnson?
Well, I'm very high on that show, so I would say that I think based on the premiere and based on everything I saw last season, that this is going to be one of the better shows this year. I certainly thought it was like the best new show introduced all last year. And I'm thrilled that Lizzie Kaplan got an Emmy nomination for playing Johnson. It's just a shame that Michael Sheen didn't get one, too, for playing Masters. He's fantastic as well.
And we'll see the return of John Walsh. How will his new series, The Hunt, differ from his classic America's Most Wanted?
Well, he is slowing things down, and it's more filmic. It's not so much a reality show. He's working with the producers of Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. So I don't think he would object if I said it's a classier show, but the intent is to get the bad guys.
You also had some remembrances of stage, screen, and cabaret and TV star Elaine Stritch, who died last week at age 89. Even years younger, she was the iconic image of a tough old broad. And before moving back to the Midwest, she played Alec Baldwin's hard mom on 30 Rock. What's your strongest memory of her?
I had this phone conversation with her, which I wrote about on my blog, where she talked about how much awards meant to her. I just thought she was tremendous. And via television, I don't know if you saw that last White House concert that she performed in, but I thought that was key to her, that she couldn't remember the lyrics, but she kept plowing on. And I just thought that was her style.
Hal Boedeker is TV guy at the Orlando Sentinel. Now Elaine Stritch gets the last word.
I have run the gamut, A to Z. 3 cheers, damn it, c'est la vie. I got through all of last year, and I'm here.
And this has been For Your Ears Only.